I know you don't want to watch a video of me just doing all kinds of work, so I figured I'll take a video showing what I'm working on and how much I've gotten done. I am working on more preps for the winter, and this is where my peppers and eggplant will be planted. I've got a couple buckets set up for planting potatoes, and on this end there's a couple of buckets for sweet potatoes. I have looked for more weeds in this area, and I have put down chicken manure. Same here. I am currently working over where I am going to be planting all my vine crops, and in the spring I will be planting peas here. So once I get an area all finished with the weeds out, I go ahead and I grab some of the chicken manure bags and I put that down. And once I get that all done, then I will be going and getting the leftovers from doing firewood. It's been well composted for years. Now, also with my husband's help, been working over here, gotten down the ash tree and got out the root from it, took out the composter. That's basically everything that was in it. Had stuff over there to keep the dog from getting out of the yard. Peach tree is partially taken down. That will be coming down the rest of the way, if not today, in the very near future, so that then I can get the fence back up like it belongs and get the composter put over in this corner so it's not in the way of the greenhouse. And we'll be working on getting the greenhouse rebuilt. I'm going to actually put wood on the this end, get new plastic, and have it all redone and have it so it's ready to go. Well, that part is done. There's chicken manure spread every area of my garden where I'm going to be planting stuff. There may still be a few small weeds. I'm not worried about them. I've got a little bit of the chicken manure left, which I'm just going to throw on my husband's field. Of course, I got to clean up all the bags and trash them. So the next thing that I will be doing, whether or not I get to it today remains to be seen, is I will be working on getting the stuff from where I do wood in the garden. Well, have a nice day. Yeah, I showed these buckets, but I never really talked much about what's in them. This is stuff that I've cleaned out of the goat pen. This is for my sweet potatoes. You can see over the winter it has gone down. And over here is for the white potatoes. Now I will probably take some of it out of here and put that in for the sweet potatoes, and then anything that needs to be up higher in here, I'll just cover it up with old hay, and she's got quite a bit in there now. This is where we've been doing wood for the past 30 years or so, and very little of this has been cleaned up. Well, today I'm going to clean up a lot of it. Still have a small pile of wood there that I got to cut up, and I get this into my garden to see how my garden does this year. I'm hoping by the end of the year to move, so hopefully the last garden that I have here will be the best. Before I get all that down, this is stuff from cleaning out the goat pen. I have this bucket. Excuse me. No. Excuse me. Something stuck in my throat. I got a small pile here as well as this. I'm going to put this down in my garden. Say hi to Gidget. And then I'll be putting that all on top of it. Well, I figured, and rightly so, that I wouldn't have enough of that to cover the whole garden, so I put it where my peppers and eggplants are going to go, where my corn and bean is going to go, and where my zucchini is going to go. The zucchini is the only type of squash that I don't grow on a trellis. It doesn't climb that well. So now I'm ready to go and get the wood chips. Well, I've got the first cartload I'm ready to put in. And look at this. This is all nice and well composted. I have a feeling this is going to make my garden do really well this year. So I'm not going to videotape myself digging it up and throwing it out because that would be boring, and who wants to watch that? Well, I'm on my second load of it, and what I found, the flat shovel works better to get it out because I can slide it in there, and I'm doing one-handed, so it's kind of hard for me to do it, and can get a whole big scoop out. Rounded shovel didn't work that well. I thought the rounded shovel would work well for getting it out of here, and the flat shovel would work for putting it in here. That's the opposite. Well, 7.5 cartloads later, I've got it all done. The only thing that remains now is I will be starting to rake the yard as soon as possible, do some cleaning up of it. It is such a mess. And chip up the leaves and put them in. Now, whether you call this lasagna gardening, get back to eating gardening, or something else, it's basically just putting nutrients back in the soil because of the plants using it. This way, I don't use any type of fertilizer. My husband, he's got a little bit of stuff in there that I've thrown in. It was left over from what I put in my garden. He's perfectly happy using chemicals. I'm not. So, big test is going to be to see which garden looks better this year. Now, I am going to let him have the majority of the stuff that came out of the composter. Over there, I've got some of it just blocking so Callie doesn't get out. I'm going to keep a little bit because of some experiments that I want to do with growing. But other than that, he's welcome to it. And you can see I got a lot cleaned up here. There's still more. Got to get that cleaned up. And then I can get what's under there. I've told hubby that if he wants any of it, he can. If he doesn't use it, it will be going in my flower garden. So I hope you enjoyed the video and have a nice day. Well, I am happy to report that other than needing to get that one panel home and getting it up, my garden is all prepped for spring. This is a first. I can't tell you when the last time was that I was ready like this. When I got everything down that I wanted to get down. It's completely covered with leaves. I thought about doing the pathway here. I wasn't as concerned with that as I was about getting the rest of the garden done. My next project is to get the greenhouse all cleaned out and put new plastic on it, so that maybe, just maybe, I can use that this year. Well, I hope you've enjoyed these videos and have a nice day. I brought these 3 gals home from the farm a bit ago, and the last thing that I needed for the garden. So they found their way into here, and they are starting to scratch it up, so they will help make this a really nice area. Have a nice day.